we're making our picks for the Big Ten championship game, which is going to be contested between the two teams that have dominated this game. I looked this up. This is the 9th Big Ten championship game in history. That means there's 18 spots. This is the 6th time Wisconsin has been in it. This is the 5th time Ohio State's been in it. Mm-hmm. Michigan State's been in it 3 times, and then nobody else has been in it more than once. Half the league's never been there, including Michigan. Ohio State, this is the 3rd time they're playing each other. So as we make our pick, and it's 16.5 is the line, I did some math to make my pick. It was 59-0 in 2014. In 2017, it was 27-21. If you take those two scores and add them together and then divide them, my score is 43-10. That is in between 59-0 and 27-21. It's not quite the blowout it was in 14. It's not as close as it was in 17. 43-10 Ohio State, a comfortable cover for the Fighting Buckeyes. Steven.
Yeah, I didn't believe in Wisconsin the first time, and the weather kind of messed up how Ohio State played in the first half. Like I said, they aren't going to have to deal with those things. 55-7, Ohio State's going to win this game. They're going to be the dominant team from the get-go. They're going to be aggressive. This is the Big Ten championship game, so they're not going to hold anything back. Wisconsin couldn't do anything in bad weather, so I don't see see anything changing for Wisconsin as far as how much success they'll have offensively against this defense. Now that we're in a situation where Chase Young dominated the first time, he's probably going to do it again. The DBs are probably going to be aggressive again and looking for tackles, even if they don't necessarily get action in the pass game. I just don't see where, in a situation where Ohio State already dominated them, why they can't do it again at an even bigger margin just because of the environment they're going to be in. So 55-7, Ohio State's going to win.
Certainly feels like it's an advantage for Ohio State to be inside. You've written about this. You asked Rob Mullins, the playoff committee chair, about the idea of in the battle for number 1, how impressive you are on Saturday night might factor into it. Do you think Ohio State will win impressively?
I think they'll win impressively, but I don't know. It's not going to be, I don't think, 59-0, because as Urban Meyer said later, they had to go win that game 59-0, they thought, because they had to go impress to such an extent that would push them into the playoff and jump somebody. They don't have to do that this year. There is some incentive to go out and win convincingly, but I think they can do that with a score like 39-13, because the other thing to remember here is while there may be something to be gained by really running up the score, there's also something to be gained if you have this game over with pulling Justin Fields back, pulling some of your other guys who are a little bit banged up back. And I know they've got time to get ready between now and then, but the start of the playoffs, but they need to recuperate. You don't want to put them in a position where a game is out of hand and completely in control, and you get hurt running up the score. I think that looks worse than if you would regret that more than looking back and saying, oh, we should have run up the score more in order to be the 1 seed versus the 2.
Quick answer on this. Do you think Ryan Day will take Justin Fields out any earlier than he would normally because he has this sprained MCL, because he's going to be wearing a brace?
Oh, I think it would be the same juncture that he would for any game where they were up by that margin.
Okay.
I don't think he's pulling him at halftime with the 28-0 lead. I think he's still going out there in the third because they're going to make sure it's completely in hand. But if it's a 4-touchdown game going to the 4th, there I could see him pulling the trigger.
I don't agree with that. I think he's going to play him as normal, and if obviously the last 2 series the game is a wrap, then he probably pulls him. But I think he plays him. This is the big thing.
But he said
that is playing him as normal.
Well, I mean, the point is, would he do anything that's not normal because he's trying to be careful with the knee? You think no.
No.
You think no.
No. Oh, I thought you meant like you said, would he pull him before the 4th quarter started? I don't think he'll do that either. I know they don't need to beat him 59-0, but this is the Big Ten championship game, and you still want to make a statement regardless of whether or not you need it or not. This is a different situation.
I think 39-13 is a statement against the number 8 team in the college ranking, in the CFP rankings too. It's not just a nobody. It's a team that the committee has respect for.
The SEC game will be over by the time they play, so they'll also know what the deal is. And if LSU beats Georgia 41-3, maybe that will affect Ryan Day's thinking a tiny bit. Even though when you asked Rob Mullins about it, they said running up the score at the end doesn't impress us. We can impress us. Right. We can tell if you've dominated their team or not. You don't have to score 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to do it. The thing we have to keep in mind is, this was the closest game of the year against Penn State. They had Justin Fields in at the end of that game, and he sprained his MCL at the end of a game that they were going to win, whether he was in the game at that point or not. I agree with you. I don't think Ryan Day will play it any different. they can't win the national championship without Justin Fields. So, like, I hate the discussion. It is one of my least favorite discussions in college football. If you can't find something more interesting to write about and talk about than when should the good players come out of the game, then I don't know what you're doing. When you already are injured,
That's the thing, yeah.
and you are so vital, I'm a little bit more on alert and curious about it than I would be normally.
I think what it does is it makes them extremely aggressive in the first half. Because, okay, yeah, in a situation, say they're up 42-3 at halftime, then yeah, I don't know, like they probably does. That's just a random score, and yeah, that's not crazy. They're that much better than Wisconsin. I think maybe he does pull them just because. Then you're in a situation where, like, because he's already hurt, you have to think about that.
Yes. Stephen, Nathan, Doug, cleveland.com.